Hey, David, how are you, my friend? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Oh, was that everything okay on your end?
Can you see me? I can't tell.
Yeah, we can see you. No,
There you
you're
go. Oh,
moving
okay. There you
moving
go.
the wrong way. But
Happy Thursday.
happy Thursday to you, man.
Yeah.
So,
So collections. Wow.
collections. What do you collect?
Wait, hold on. This might make you there you
Oh, love
There
it.
you go.
Oh, dude, let me see the lighter. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's a cigar lighter. It's
Sure.
not a big deal. But
Sure.
yeah, I'm a big fan of these. I love these.
Yeah, it's got that hot flame too.
Oh yeah. That was the nickname of my girlfriend in high school, oddly
Ooh.
enough.
Oh man. that's a girl that picks you.
Exactly. So now, before I tell you mine, I know that you have to collect drums because any drummer that I've ever known has a ton of drum equipment.
Guilty as charged, man.
Yeah,
Guilty as charged. I mean, you're looking at two pieces. Well, not right now, but on the wide shot, you're looking at two pieces right here. That
right.
closet I just mentioned,
Mhm.
it's got about 4 or 5 snares in it, and just a shit ton of accessories. Like hi hats, tambourines, stick tambourines, small percussion instruments, wind chimes. Um, you
How
know,
many
you name it.
times?
How many toms do I have? Well, let me see.
Yes.
Since I only have theoretically two and a half drum kits, I don't have any toms specific as a collection item. They're all part of kits.
Oh, okay. So it's part of a kit, or you don't have any separates then, or not many
Well,
separates.
no separates outside of snare drums.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
because what I found with drums, and I know you're a musician, you may know some of this, is that one of the most unique pieces of any drum kit will be the snare, and the other pieces are kind of tuned to work together. You know what I mean? So if you
Right.
have like a birch Tama kit, you don't throw a maple Ludwig in there.
Yeah.
Because it's
What are
gonna
you,
sound weird.
crazy?
Yeah, it's gonna sound weird. Not to say people won't do it, but it
Oh,
might be a
I've
little
heard
weird.
it.
Mm-hmm. So
But
yeah, no,
when I
no.
was a bass player, and this goes back, oh God, 8 years ago, 9 years, yeah, roughly 9 years ago, I had 23 basses. That was my collection.
Wow.
I used to be a maniac with bass.
Oh,
I would
man.
have, if I saw a bass and I loved it, I would have to buy it. It would be like, okay, gotta get it. Even if I played it once or twice, or not even played it at all, but just loved the color,
Mhm.
it would just sit in a case in my room, and it's like, ugh.
It's like, how did you keep it in the case and not at least display it on the wall, dude?
Well, all those hangers. If you have 23 basses in a room, you'd look as I'd be a psycho. I really would.
Are you calling Geddy Lee a psycho?
Yes, an absolute psycho.
He is, man. He's a beast on that as well. 'Cause he
Did you see his new book?
no, I haven't seen it yet, but I've watched a couple of interviews, both pre and post publish.
Check
And
it out. It's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah, because he went around, he talked to major bass players and got their a little bit more than just what type of instrument they're playing, a little bit more
Well,
background.
but he's Geddy Lee of Rush. I'm a guy that played in cover bands for years. It's like I shouldn't have 23 basses. Geddy Lee can have 50, and I wouldn't give him any shit, right?
I know, right?
Right.
I know. And how honored would you be as a bass player? Oh man, yeah,
No, sorry about that. Yeah, I just
earthquake
pushed
over there.
Yeah, I know.
we got we got hurricanes down southeast. We got earthquakes up
We
north.
got the Illinois Dorian right here.
Yeah, New Mandarin fault. Now I would have felt that before you. But yeah,
How you feeling, by the way?
I'm good right now because I usually take my meds a couple hours before the show, so I'm
Sound a lot better.
yeah, I'm trying to get away from that. Oh, poor pitiful me, and try to move on until this. Well, one of the things that made me feel better today is that my MRI is going to be scheduled and covered by insurance, so that's got to make you feel good.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll probably have one of those next week, and then suddenly my doctor is active in my life again. So they're 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 actively they're actively
My
doing.
doctor's active in my life again. I'm gonna have to use that. Yeah. Me and my doctor, we're still seeing each other.
Yeah, well, we're like this. But yeah, he just like disappeared. Right, they were supposed to schedule physical therapy, which is right in their office, which is right down the street. And when I say down the street, I'm talking about walking distance. And they just dropped the ball. They wouldn't contact me twice.
I heard that whole story.
Yeah,
I was on
yeah.
today. Oof.
So now they're on it again. And did you get the story where I called him up and said, "What about
that you
those
had
calls?"
to diagnose yourself? Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
that's always beautiful.
Yeah, that apparently lit a fire. So
they're like, oh my God, he's gonna sue us.
I go in yesterday, man. They're kissing my ass.
I bet you they are.
So yeah, and we're looking into why that wasn't taken care of, why they never got back with you and all that. So I'm like, yeah, do it.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, you guys have been living with this for 6 months. I've been living with this for 25 years. So, but thanks for asking, man. I'm in better spirits, and right now doped up, so my back's not killing me right now.
Oh, that's awesome. So, just email me your credit card information. Here, let me give you my. I'll give you my email address.
Here, I'll just put a lower third up. I'll superimpose it. Yeah,
a lower third.
Here's David's credit card number and his social security. Oh yeah, do you want the code on the back too? Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, but on the collection side, though, I told you I had 23 bases, and then after I stopped playing, I'm like, you know what? What am I going to do with these things, right? So I sold them all except for 3. And the 3 that I saved was the very first base that my mother bought me when I was 13.
Oh, nice.
A second base that a guy actually gave me at a show that I was playing. He saw me play and went home, got his base, brought it back, and said, "You deserve this more than me." And I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I couldn't take it from him. I'm like, no way.
Yeah. And
I didn't, and I left, and the club owner actually called me the next day and said, "This guy left us here, and he says he's not taking it back until you take it." I'm like, wow. I mean, that was a big deal to me. I'm like, now I have to have this thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I have that base, and then I have the last base I bought as my 23rd, and that's it. That's all I kept.
Wow. Well, tell me, what are any of those bases you kept significant? Like an old
every one of them.
65. Yeah. I mean, on the open market, like a 65 Jazz, Fender Jazz or something. Is there any?
You know what? The funny thing is that only one of them is worth any money. Like the first one that my mother bought was an Ibanez short neck, short scale bass, and it's worth, I don't even know what it's worth. It's probably worth nothing. And the second one was an Ibanez, but just the value of what that guy did for me on a personal level is, it's worth more money in the world than anything else. So I don't even care what it's worth. I don't even think it's worth anything. But the last one I bought I had it done by a luthier up in Minnesota, and it was not a cheap bass. You know what it's like when you do a luthier, right? It's not like it's $100 or it's not $200. So it's some money. I kept that one because it had I custom built it with my specifications, and it was my kind of vision of what I wanted in the bass. It's not about the money. It's about that it was about my vision, and I loved it, right? So that's the reason why I kept the 3.
Wow.
The rest of them, I just dumped them on the open market.
Yeah.
Did eBay, I went to a couple of guitar shops, see what they wanted for them, that kind of stuff.
And that is the one thing about collections, right? They usually don't last forever. Many times
it's not about the money with a collection.
Right.
Do you find that with yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
Collections aren't about trying to collect it for the money. It's what is it that it's your passion, right? And you collect based on what makes you happy.
Yep.
And once I found I had 23, I'm like, how many of these 23 really make me happy? probably only a small handful. And it was true.
Yeah.
It was totally true.
Yeah. Yeah. I always found it hard to sell myself. And I don't know why that is. There have been a few, what I would consider collections, small collection groups that I've decided to sell, but man, not too many. Take those lighters, for instance. I probably haven't bought a lighter in 20 years.
Well, because you obviously don't smoke anymore, but
Right.
you have some sort of heartfelt connection to those pieces. That's more important, I think, at the end of the day, than the money. Unless, and I do put a codicil on that. I mean, people do sell their collections because they do need money, and I totally get when they do that. You know, when somebody says, it's either do I have this or is this other thing important to me? I get the if or and, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally get that. But you have a collection of lighters. I mean, none of those lighters are worth $5,000, right?
No.
But you have a personal. When I saw you pull up that first Winston lighter, I'm like, holy shit, I will give him money for that right now. I'm like, I want that. I want the Winston lighter because I know Fred Flintstone used to do Winston ads.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm in.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I've got two of them, you know.
I saw it. I saw the wide one and then the tall one.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap. That stuff to me is cool. And I love when people collect stuff that is a passion because you can always tell. And because any piece that someone is a collector of and they have a story behind it, you know they have a passion for it. If they just collect to say, I bought this on eBay, I have this on my dresser, I have that. You're like, is that really a passion? But when you have a killer story behind a piece, you're like, oh my God, that's the best.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, David. You are absolutely right. And you know, now that as you were saying that, I'm going through all of these things I collect and thinking about all the stories that I actually have attached to nearly every one of those things.
Exactly. All the best pieces have the best stories.
And now I'm somewhat frightened. Yes, there's more than a narrow path out this door, so I'm not that frightened that I'm ordering anything, but
well, we'll see on the next episode of Hoarders. Don't worry.
Well, as soon as I start doing episodes on hoarding, he'll know something's wrong.
Right. Exactly.
I'm looking for help over here, people.
Well, I started after I, did the whole base thing and I got rid of all those bases. I started collecting pieces of art. I'm not talking expensive pieces, but something like if I go to New Orleans and I'd see a piece for like $30 or a street artist that would have something for $5. If you have a story behind it, it's worth more than the value of the piece itself.
For sure.
I feel, at least.
Oh no, you're dead on. Dead on. I mean, the story makes everything about it. In fact, when you watch Antiques Roadshow, sometimes it'll just be run of the mill sort of thing. But if you got some background, some stories, some authentication, dude, it just ups the price.
Right.
And the value, of course, because there's a difference between price and value, is what we were just talking about.
That's right.
So you want to buy a lighter? No.
I'll take one of those Winstons today.
I'm kidding. I like I said, I probably haven't drugged these out since the last time I did a show on this and showed some of these.
Well, I would never take your mother's Winston. Let me tell you that.
Oh, no. None of these were my mother's.
I thought you said the wide one, wasn't that your mother's?
No. I said it's grandma style. You used to see those. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because they came out in the 30s and 40s.
All right, then I'll take it.
Yeah, every coffee table had one. It's definitely a grandma style.
True.
Yeah. I remember that.
Ashtrays that used to go along with them.
Oh yeah, on every end table and every coffee table. Oh yeah.
That's right. That and butterscotch. Hard candy.
Hard candy clump. Awesome. You knew grandma just been in the store if you could pick out one piece at a time and not the whole clump.
Don't touch the Brox.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm sure you got a bunch of people coming up here. I just wanted to pop up and talk a little bit about collections. I love telling those kinds of stories. So thanks for having me up, buddy.
Oh, dude, thanks for being here. Thanks. And we'll Anytime, David. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Jim.
Take care.
Be good.